Are we clapping?
All right.
3, 2, 1. Whoa! Guess who's back?
Spillies back.
We're back with the mics at
Tinder HQ.
Yeah, we are getting in bed with Tinder to bring you a series all about dating
And relationships and sex and communication and connections and all the good juicy things in life.
and love.
And love. On that note,
Love you, bye.
love you, bye. We have got a very exciting guest today. We have the one and only Lorna Luxe, everybody.
Yay!
Yeah, big round of applause.
The OG in the influencer space. Or an OG for sure, innit?
Yeah. I'll
OG
take that.
influencer, founder of multiple brands, just probably one of the most stylish women I've ever met in my life. And on top of all of this, a totally gorgeous human being who we are both completely and utterly obsessed with.
We are.
And when we first started the podcast a year and a half ago and we talked about guests, you were the first person
Yeah, you are.
we
Really?
said
Oh, I love that.
that we would like, because you're so easy to have conversation with. And that's why we are so very honoured to have you on the podcast today, Lorna. So thank you very much for joining us.
So we are going to start with the tradition of Spill of the Week because you're on Spill and we're so honoured to have you here. Do you have a little spill?
I do have a little spill.
Oh, what is it?
So Monday, I shot my first ever magazine cover. When
That's
does this
a
come
big
out?
spill,
Can I
that's not a
say?
little spill. This
On the
will come
16th
out on the
of December.
16th. So yeah.
Oh yeah, I can't say who it is then.
Sorry,
do it
let
on
me
s-
change the introduction. Cover girl.
Cover
Lorna
girl.
Luxe.
Put the bit in your walk. That's from Drag Race. That's
I didn't watch that. I don't know it. The
Yeah.
reference is lost. on
I
me.
don't watch that either.
Oh, you'd love Drag Race.
I
It's
probably
so
would as well.
fun. You would love it.
How was the experience? How did you feel?
It was quite fast, to be honest, because it didn't kick off till 11 and we were finished by 5. I did 5 looks.
Did you style those looks?
I didn't style it and the stylist was brilliant, like absolutely brilliant.
That
Can't
must be
fault the
hard
girl.
as well.
Oh my God, I'm
She-
so
You.
excited for you.
She did a really good job and I had nice hair and makeup. Pete Burkle did my hair. So I was really chuffed about that because he only does covers.
Yeah.
So I knew if he was going to do my hair, it'd have to be something
Mega.
major. But yeah, it was really fun.
Did you feel incredible?
I did. And I think as well, because I knew there was a lot more riding on it than say like just doing normal shoots that influencers would do.
Yeah.
I kind of got into a role. So I was a bit like role playing
Yeah.
and pretending to be someone else for the day.
I think that's easier to do in that environment because it's like proper lights, camera, action
Yeah.
vibe
100%.
as opposed to like so much of your content that we've enjoyed over the years is like street style or
Yeah,
like
exactly.
at an event or it's a very different
Staged.
totally, but also so elevated to
I know.
be in that position. That is so
And
exciting.
do you know what's crazy? I think it came about because the journalist that interviewed me on the day, I met her at Glastonbury.
No way.
And I was like, God,
Also,
the-
I just never really would have put you at Glastonbury, but
Oh, see,
we'll
I
love
so
that.
would.
oh, I love
I
Glastonbury.
feel like you're such a grounded party girl as well as like
I-
Lux.
I love a party.
Yeah, you are. Are you just
And-
you're a northerner at heart?
Yeah, I like booze and I like music. And put me in
Fair,
a field
fair,
with
fair.
those two things and my mates.
And looking chic.
Obviously, a glamping experience at Glastonbury.
Oh, I was glamping all the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't quite have you with a like waterproof tent.
I
Absolutely
take
not.
it all back. I really do see
Yeah.
Lorna at Glastonbury stage side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't get to go
VIP.
stage side. I'm gutted
Well, let's
about
work
that.
on that for
Yeah,
next
next
time.
time.
Can I come?
Yeah, should we do it together?
I am absolutely sitting that out. That's my idea of hell.
Yeah, fair.
But
You can watch from afar.
You think that, but actually, the first time I went to Glastonbury, I didn't really know what I was getting into. Actually, I loved it.
Yeah, but you are a party girl and I'm not. And I think I wouldn't put that pressure on anyone to have to mother me at a Glastonbury festival.
I do not want to go to
There you
Glastonbury
go.
with you.
There you
no.
go.
I want to go most places with her, but like, that's just
Yeah.
one place I choose.
But we'll see.
Well,
So not-
maybe
It's
one
a
day.
fallow year next year, so there's not a Glastonbury next year, is there?
You could come back from Japan changed and be like, guys, I'm ready for a muddy festival.
Strange shit's happened.
Literally.
Stranger shit has happened.
Well, we will definitely support all of that on the pod and we'll share all the stuff because
Yeah.
that's
Thank
amazing.
you.
We'll say
Buzzing.
go and buy our Cover Girls magazine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, major.
I know.
What? It's a bit annoying that it Cover Girl is what runs, but it's Cover Woman, isn't it? But that just doesn't
I
roll
quite
off.
like being a girl though.
Yeah.
I think when I hit 40, I was like, I'm quite happy to be called a girl again.
Yeah.
Don't
I
need to
love
be
the
a
word
woman.
girl.
I was just thinking earlier, I was having a conversation with my friend about how I really want to get into my feminine, right? because everyone talks about it, don't they? Like, you need to be in your feminine. And she was like, we need to go and buy silk. We need silk things because that makes you feel more feminine. And I was just sat there thinking, yeah, cover girl, lovely. I'd like to be a cover girl. I'd like to be a feminine girl. As I'm sat here like a bloke in like hard wearing jeans,
No, you're not.
An oversized man's t-shirt.
Yeah, where I think you should start with getting into your feminine is how you apply your makeup.
Sorry?
No, Bills. You apply your makeup the same way that a bricklayer builds a wall. That's how you apply your makeup.
And it comes out perfection.
It does. I give you that.
Yeah,
It's
I thought that when I
shocking
arrived that your makeup looks beautiful.
Bill's makeup
thank
always
you.
looks insane, but I swear to God, if you watched the process, you would be confused.
It's a heavy hand.
Okay.
But
it does always look stunning, and it's always done in like under 5 minutes.
I do need, yeah, okay, let's work on the feminine.
And
I'm with
glowing.
you though. I need to work on my feminine.
got your
There's no
earrings in.
between.
Yeah, thank you.
Doing better than me. I've got.
yeah, I
In
didn't
fact, I'm
even
going to
put
take this
mine
off.
I haven't got any earrings on.
No, you haven't. Our spills of the week aren't going to be anywhere near as exciting as that. But mine, I suppose mine's going to have a little tangible glamour that will go with that. Is that I was such a brave girl at the Fashion Awards this year. I wore my hair up on the red carpet, which I have never, ever done before.
And you looked stunning.
Thank you. But I have this, like, it's such a comfort blanket having my hair down around my face. It doesn't make me feel too exposed. And when I have my hair up and back, especially in that setting, I'm like, oh my God, like all my chin's are out and I've got like a big face. And you just feel so much more vulnerable.
Exposed, yeah.
Well, you are really, aren't you?
Yeah.
I feel the same when I've got my hair off my face. I agree. I feel very much like can't know where to hide.
It's a big step. And I actually really enjoyed it, which I feel like is progress. I really like to have my hair up. But nostalgically, the Fashion Awards is where I first met John.
Yeah.
Who is Lorna's gorgeous partner and who we will talk about lots today because John's also the blueprint for how partners should be.
He thought you were brilliant that night.
Oh,
you got on really well with him,
we
didn't
did,
you?
yeah.
Mm.
He's such a good giggle.
Yeah, Mr. Luxe, JP, the one and only.
So that's my spirit of the week.
I love that. And that's where you first met, right?
Yeah.
That's
Well,
cute.
actually, Lorna and I first met on a private jet.
I'm not even kidding.
So on brand. So on brand for both of you.
And it was a good trip, that wasn't it?
Yeah, we went on a private jet to Poland. I feel like to know Lorna is to know Lorna and John.
Yeah.
Because
I agree.
you both have, and we're really going to get into it today, but it really is the love story like of the ages.
Yeah.
Mm.
It's a unity.
It
Union?
is, yeah.
You are like, this is the thing we were speaking about on another ep where like you say, oh, you're not a full person, then they don't make up half of you. But it's Lorna and John, isn't it?
We're definitely, because we've been together a long time, haven't we?
Yeah.
So we're like, we finish each other's sentences. We are two peas in a pod.
And best friends.
Best mate, like love him to bits. Apparently last night when I got in, I straddled him naked. He texted me this morning and said, I thought all my Christmases had come at once. And then you passed out. And I woke up with just naked on the bed with a little, he'd put like a little blanket over me because I hadn't even bothered to get in the bed. We're staying in a hotel, by the way. So we've been in a little hotel.
Wait,
And they say
is
romance
John
is
here?
dead.
So he's gone to see his brother today.
Oh,
So yeah, he's in somewhere.
bless him.
I should have got John on the pod too.
No, that's what I was just thinking. I was like, is he close?
Yeah.
And what's your spill of the week before we
Well,
deep dive
before
into
we
the
talk
relationship?
about, literally, like you said, the blueprint of gorgeous relationships, I just want to take another opportunity to explain that being single is the pits, because it's not the pits, but this part of it is the pits. I'm sorry, but taking the bins out is a fucking piss take. I actually think I pay enough council tax for someone to come and do it for me.
I agree.
It's
I
a lot
agree.
of money that
It'd be a good
pay
service.
every month.
Be a good service.
And I'll like, the bin men can come in, I'll make them a cup of tea, but please take my bins out.
Okay, but I've seen the speed at which bin men work. They ain't got time to come in for a
Well,
cup of tea.
sometimes there's stuff left behind, and I'm thinking, I've just fucking taken it out myself. The least you could do is put that remaining bit of cardboard in the bin.
It's a tough life.
Well, it's the worst thing about being single. That's all I'll say. And I know it's fresh, but I really hate bin day.
It is very much blue job.
Yeah, it is. I'm a feminist until then.
No, I agree. John always leaves them a tenner, sometimes a 20.
See?
He always tips the binman.
Oh wow, I've never heard of that before.
Yeah.
So obviously this series is sponsored by Tinder. So we're focusing on relationships, on love, on in every form, dating
sex,
connection.
of which
Yeah,
Lorna
the lot.
clearly is getting some.
But like, I'm pre-Tinder because Tinder didn't
Yeah.
exist when I was dating.
So for anyone who is unfamiliar, I mean, I don't believe that anybody will be, but if anybody is unfamiliar with the love story of Lorna and John, could you please give us a synopsis of how you met to where you are now?
So we've been married 16 years. We met 17 and a half years ago in a bar in Brighton. And I was recently single and devastated about my breakup because I had to sell my flat. And I was more upset about the flat than I was about the bloke. And I remember being on a trip to Antigua because I was cabin crew, and it was a 4-night like layover. So we'd become quite good pals by the end of the trip. And one of the guys on the trip lived in Brighton where I lived. And so when I was out at the weekend after that trip, I saw him in the bar and I was like, oh my God, I've just done a trip with that bloke. And of course, he was friends with John. So he and John came over. And John's 21 years older than me.
Yeah.
And when you're 25 and someone in their 40s, they look ancient, don't they? Like, to me, he might as well have been Father Christmas. I was like, he's so old. Why is this old bloke chatting to me? But we got chatting and he'd recently gone through a divorce and we just clicked. It was like instant chemistry.
Wow.
And I've not had a day apart really since.
Wow.
That is lush.
And when you first met, like, okay, so we've got your first opinion of John. Did you think this is somebody I want to be in a relationship with? When did that feeling come?
So I remember on the first date, I was taking the piss out of him and he had this awful shirt on and it was white with black dots.
Well,
and
that does sound quite bad.
Sarcastically, I was like, oh, I love your shirt. And he went, oh, thanks. I've got it in black with white dots as well. And I remember saying, I think I said something to him like, I was taking the piss. It's awful. And he was like, well, you can choose what I wear if you want. And I was like, what?
Ding.
And he was like, I just want you to like me. And I thought, that's cute.
John isn't green flags. John is gold flags.
Yeah, wow. That is some open emotion.
Yeah, he was like, I
communication.
don't care. He was like, I just want you to really like me because I just think you're amazing.
Oh.
And that was on a first date and that's how he was communicating with you.
And when I pulled up at the day, I got there 20 minutes early because I love being early for things, apart from today. And I got there 20 minutes early and he was there already. And I went, how long have you been here? And he was like, oh, about an hour.
No way.
I didn't want you to arrive without me here. And I was like, that's nice. And he had a bottle of wine, not a glass. I was like, I like the way you roll. Because everything about John is about generosity and
He's very generous.
giving. And I really enjoyed that personality trait from him straight away. I was like, you're very giving and I like that. You make me want to be better.
That is so lush.
So yeah.
What is your favourite thing about your relationship with John?
Probably now it's different, but I would say there is that thing of having a best friend, isn't there? Someone that knows everything about you, all your flaws, warts and all. He knows everything about me. He knows what I'm crap at. And he just he always wants to make my life easy. So he knows where I'm going to let things down or drop the ball and he'll just preempt it and sort it out.
God, on another episode, like I just said about earlier, because we've discussed similar things, I said, listen, I don't believe about setting the bar too high. And I'm listening to this, I'm thinking, I've got to fucking change my opinion on that.
Set the bar really high.
Can you even reach that bar?
I have never been on a date where a man's ordered a bottle of wine. Like, that is, what a touch.
Yeah, it's subtle. Or like the first time he came to cook for me, he bought a pan. Because he was like, I wasn't sure what pans you'd have, so I've just got one. And he came around and he bought 3 bottles because he was like, oh yeah, the wine was like, you remember back in the day where you get 2 bottles and you got the third free. They don't do stuff like that anymore, do they? But he was like, oh yeah, so I got you 3 bottles of champagne and you can keep one in the fridge, can't you? Because we won't drink all this.
It's the attentiveness, the thoughtfulness. That really goes far.
John is a one-off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm learning that really quickly. But there isn't only one John.
No.
They don't make men like him. I know that because I've dated quite a lot of them.
You're fully aware that you've left us with the scraps.
And
you're like, it is what it is.
Do you think a lot of that was because of the age difference between the two of you, that he was more mature and he had lived a life and
I think he understood. I think as men get older, they become more compassionate. Whereas I think women go the opposite way. We start off really, compassionate, and then I get less tolerant as every year goes on.
Bitter old
Yeah.
bitches by the end.
It's so true, isn't it? I think this morning I heard someone on the train, the older guy, they must have been like in their 70s, and I'm just assuming that they were married, but he said, make sure you get your card ready for the when you tap it. Yeah, I know. I was like, oh shit, yeah, that is so appropriate for what happens to men and women as we age.
Yeah.
We just bite, we're just so pissed off all the time. Unless we're with John.
But I don't think people should be together forever. I'm a great believer in that. I think that
Really?
people have that time, don't they?
Tell us more, this is very interesting.
Yeah.
So I do remember when I was getting married and my bridesmaid on the day said to me, you don't have to do this, if you want to pull out, we'll bounce, because we got married in New York. She was like, we'll go shoe shopping instead. And I was like, no, I think I said, it doesn't matter anyway, does it? Because if it doesn't work out, we can always get divorced. I remember saying that to her.
Wow.
And now I look back 20 years later and I think, well, that was quite a naive comment to make, because, putting a ring on it is quite a big thing.
Yeah.
More so than a lot of people realise, I think. So I suppose at that point in my life, I always thought I could, it doesn't matter. I can always get out of it. But as I've got older and I've understood my relationship with John, and certainly since he's become really unwell, there's been times where I've thought, well, I probably won't get, me and John talk about it all the time, I probably won't be with him in 10 years because he won't be here. And if he is here, that'll be a miracle. So in my head, I've always had this thing of like, il destino, you meant there's more than one person is right for you. And so now John and I do talk about who I will be with when he's not around.
Wow.
What kind of
God,
person
that's
I'll be
really
with.
teary.
Same.
And because he wants me to be with someone, you can't go with that person. He'll want that for me. And we talk about that quite a bit.
That is beautiful.
It is, and that's so rare that two people can be that in love with each other and know that they're not naive enough to think that will carry them through until both of their last breath. Like, because life isn't that straightforward. It's not that linear. You won't, I think everybody has this like hope and wish and dream that, we're coupled up, we're partnered, and there'll be no bump, there'll be no boundary, there'll be no hurdle, there'll be no big problem. But life doesn't work that way. And I think that is what a gift that you can have those conversations.
It's definitely like some of the things he said to me this year have broken my heart. When he was in hospital, he was like, I can't believe you've stuck around. I thought you'd have gone by now. I'm like, what are you talking about? I love you to bits. Because in his head, he's like, I've become a liability for you. And I'm like, but you're not. You're just brilliant. You're like the only person I want to hang out with. So I think for him, talking about what will happen when he's not around is his way of saying it's all right. And he knows I can't be on my own. So I'm the worst single person ever because I'm quite neurotic. I need someone to like be with me at most big moments of my life.
I cannot get over the emotional maturity that is involved from both of you to be able to have those conversations. Like, to me, I feel like I'm thinking I want to be like Lorna and John when I grow up. I'm fucking 34. Like, time is ticking. I've got to do some inner work, man.
34 was my favourite year.
Was it? What happened at 34?
Nothing particularly great. Like, nothing great.
Oh.
I just think 34 is a really good age.
Just a calm year.
It's just that age where it's like she knows who she is. She's still young enough to do it. She's probably looking good, feeling good.
What about 35?
Yeah, 35 is all done by 35. I just remember thinking, but I look back very fondly and I'm 43, right? So I'm looking back 9 years now. But I just remember thinking, yeah, that was a good age.
My favourite thing about you, or one of my favourite things about you, is how self-assured you are. You're very unapologetically you. And to me, that's the epitome of confidence, isn't it? Like you saying, I don't want to be single. I can't be on my own. Like, we're all so afraid to say, oh, I'm so independent. I don't need a man. Well,
we do.
But the things I want a man for are not things like, I'm very financially, independent. I don't need him for that. I'll put the bins out. I'll pay someone to put the bins out. What I need a man for is sex, intimacy, snuggles, footsie rubs. I want those connections. I want someone to get in the bath with.
Yeah.
I want someone to tell me I look pretty in the morning. I need those things, and I'm not ashamed to admit it.
And actually, I think it's what most women actually want. But I think what happens is you get into relationships where that under the umbrella of like romance kind of gets stripped away. And possibly that has stayed in your relationship because you've been able to focus just on the two of you. They've not had the periphery of children or other things that have distracted you from that. But I wholeheartedly believe that I think every woman wants those things. And I also think most men want those things. Like,
I think they do.
Life's quite sad without intimacy. As someone who lives that regularly.
No, you want cuddles. You want
all the time.
affection. Like, actually, of all the things in our relationship, specifically things like sex, for example, that's not the most important for me. Although John is very, good in the bed. But for me, if I don't get my snuggles in the morning, he gives me a little 5-minute snuggle. That's more important to me than anything else. Because that connection is so... There's nothing else that replaces that for me.
Yeah.
I actually think the most intimate thing a man can do is a forehead kiss.
Oh,
no,
yeah.
don't. It's
that's like in the romance novels, isn't it?
Love it. Love a romance novel, me.
See, now I'm sat here, I'm like, oh, what's going on? I always got a forehead kiss.
It's lovely.
I need to do some inner work because I'm sitting here listening to talk about that and I'm thinking, I don't know what I want.
Oh, I think you do know what you want.
I don't feel like I know.
You probably a lot of the time when you're feeling like this isn't something doesn't feel right, it doesn't matter that you know what that is. It's just that that's how you feel. A man will make you feel secure so that you don't even think about it. And that's how you'll know.
Yeah. Is that what you felt when you met John? Like safe, secure?
I just stopped. I've never doubted him. I've not questioned anything.
Yeah.
And under the constructs of like modern relationships, yours is relatively unconventional because there's, there is a big age gap. Did that ever come into play of like thinking, is this right? Is this like what I want? Is this what he wants? Or was there just assuredness?
I've got a theory on this, right? Which is that I think as a personality, which maybe people don't get online from me, I'm someone that likes to be different. Like, I don't want to be the same as everyone else.
Mm-hmm.
I'm an only child, so I grew up with it all being about me. And I think in my life, I've craved that being different means better. I associate the two. So like, I bought a really weird house. I drive a souped up sports car. I do things deliberately out there, or, I'm ostentatious in how I approach life.
So main character.
I love that.
I'm main character.
But you're genuine main character, not like me and Billy walking down the beach and booking a solo trip to Japan.
Behave.
Which is really try hard.
No, I think, and actually I probably wouldn't have the balls to do what you're doing. And I've been to Japan many times when I was crew. And I think to go somewhere on your own in a completely foreign place where the language is so different and the culture is so different, takes balls, that.
I agree.
I do want to be like you when I grow up though.
Same.
I mean, we're not far behind you, but I want that for me.
I've really got like a few decades to fit into a couple of years to do the growing up.
So one of the things that we have spoken about in terms of relationships, and it's obviously totally fine if there isn't, but have you and John faced difficult times? Have you faced those times where you push through and you work through? And
absolutely.
I mean, I don't, obviously at the moment you're going through an incredibly difficult time, but in your 16 years,
we've not split up, but we've definitely had wobbles.
Yeah.
All on my side, obviously. John's just been permanently fabulous.
That's what I said earlier, wasn't it? I said that what I do know I need next is if I say to someone we're breaking up, I need someone to be like, no, we're not.
Yeah.
We're not. That's not happening.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Yeah. You need someone to fight for you.
We literally just had this conversation being like, all anybody wants is to be fought for. Like, I had this, I mean, Mr. Something is not really anything, but I've had a friends with benefits situation over the summer. And in my head, I've obviously romanticized it into the fact that he's entirely in love with me. Mainly because my palm reader in Bali told me that someone's currently in love with me. And I was like, all right, cool, it's Mr. Something. So anyway.
No, but it's true. That's what I would think as well.
This morning, I texted him good morning, which I have texted him good morning for the last 3 days. And I think, fucking bastard has not texted me once. Good morning. I was like, we're done. I'm over it. You're not fighting for me by saying, saying good morning to me.
You need to be fought for. And it has to be the man that fights for the woman.
Yeah.
Not the other way around, I don't think.
I'm too in my masculine.
I love that because again, we're so conditioned to think that like, men get sad too, and they do, and I understand, and it's a big thing. But I think one of the problems with modern dating now is we are having to be in our masculine quite a lot,
because you need a man to put. This is the conversations I've had with men, particularly one who is like, you're too in your masculine. I'm like, you make me in my masculine because you're warring with me all the time. I think a lot of women need men to help them move into their feminine around them. Like, you need someone who brings their softness out in you, and you do that by like being a provider and being a protector and being caring and being constant when you're being like, no, I'm having a wobble, I need out of this relationship, or whatever it might be. Them being a calm grounding force allows you to soften back in to what you actually want. I think that's how it works.
And I think if you find yourself in a relationship nagging and whinging about things, sometimes the things that aren't even bothering you because there's other things that are bothering you, that's not the right dynamic, right? I've got massive daddy issues because my dad left me when I was 4. He left my mum, but in my head he left me. And I think that in all my relationships, men and women, I've always wanted someone to prove to me consistently they're not going to leave me.
Yeah.
And I test them, and I always tested them. And John's the only one that stuck around.
What do the tests look like?
The tests look like causing arguments, pushing them away, being sulky. And John just straight over his head because he just adores me and he knows I adore him. And actually, I've got a big heart, me. I'm a bit of a softie deep down. And so I've had people in the past say like, oh, you're hard as fuck, you're hard as nails. And I am hard as nails, but John brings out the softness in me because he makes it a safe space for me to be soft.
Yeah.
But he doesn't have daddy issues, mummy issues. And I think sometimes in relationships, if one of you has had, child conflicts, there's, you've got to do a lot of work to be able to get through that.
I can't actually get over the timing of this podcast episode with Lorna. Like, it's actually quite wild, isn't it?
Yeah. But also what I find so refreshing and really inspiring is how well you know yourself.
Yeah.
And do you think that that's because you've been able to understand that with John and he has allowed you to understand yourself? Or do you think that you would have figured all of that out independently anyway?
I think that I've had to grow up big time, especially in the last 3 years where he's been so unwell. I think being on the internet forces you to challenge a lot of what you think you are because people will tell you. Be under no illusion. I have people daily messaging me telling me what a twat I am. So I think if you're going to be on the internet in 2025, you've got to really know yourself.
Yeah, fair.
To be strong enough to deal with that. And I think I've really done that work.
Yeah.
And I'm still doing the work. So I'm constantly challenging my thoughts and my beliefs about my friendships and relationships with people because that makes me probably a stronger character to be able to handle all the other stuff.
And do people weigh in on your relationship?
They do, but not to the degree that I would even give it any care. Sometimes I need it. Listen, we all need engagement, don't we? So sometimes I'm like, thanks, Kelly from Wisconsin. You've done me a solid there.
For forwarding this on, yeah.
Because that reel's going viral now. And it's because
Paint to pounds, my friend Steph says.
Yeah, I'm like, go on, you get tucked into that chat about how we're whatever. Because obviously people are like, yuck, or this is disgusting, like this relationship age gap. Or my best one is when people are like, you don't look any different in age. All right, thanks. And I get
John
it all.
is a young-looking man.
He is. Oh, and he's so fit. And actually, John's got a bit of a rock star energy.
Yes,
So,
I get that from him.
Well, especially when he does the lower V-neck top with the little scarf. Yeah.
Lots of jewelry. He's always jingly jangly. He looks like, kind of like a very well-weathered rock star.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Brilliant.
I feel so inspired by this.
Me too.
In the sense that I think what you've done is what so many people wish they had in relationships or want out of relationships, where you really bring out the best in each other. And that feels like such a throwaway thing, isn't it? Oh yeah, we bring out the best in each other. But I feel like you've given us example after example after example where you have brought out so much greatness in John, and John's done the same for you. And I genuinely think it is who's making a film about Lorna and John?
Listen, I'm at the minute I'm writing an erotic novel.
Are you?
I am.
That's sick.
Oh my God, tell us
Yeah,
more.
have I not told you about this?
No.
Yeah, I thought, sod it, I'm going to write it.
Just add another, what is it, string to the bow.
Yeah, and I've got a literary agent, and I've got a plan. And as I started to write, I thought I don't want to write about me and John because it's a bit obvious, isn't it? But I want a character in that book
Cool
to be
Billy?
based. Yeah, I want a character in that book based on John, or the epitome of what John represents as a man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not going to tell you it is yet.
Okay, but what is that? Like, what does John represent to you? What is it that he has brought to your life?
He's a solid pair of hands. He's very funny and witty.
Yeah.
Which is I think that's quite a sexy trait in a man.
Very, yeah.
To be smart.
Humour is just everything, isn't it?
Yeah. And humour in the darkest of times as well. And he's also soft. And I think for a man to be soft, he has to be quite confident in his masculinity to be able to show vulnerability and weakness regularly.
This is so interesting what you're saying, because just to go back to this masculine thing, obviously we can't not acknowledge the fact that they're, men's mental health and stuff does obviously contribute to how they're showing up in their masculine and the rise of independent women and stuff like that. But what you just said then about John, to be truly and genuinely vulnerable as a man, you've got to be confident in your masculinity. I love that.
Yeah.
That resonates hard.
And I think it's what so many people work on, right? And the problem that we're facing now is this idea of masculinity has been skewed in so many different ways, and it's been kind of contorted into something now that feels quite, in a lot of ways and not in all ways, but quite toxic, where it's like asserting dominance is the only way to show masculinity. But, you've just explained one of the biggest parts of your relationship is him being able to be soft.
So soft. I've got a bit of a theory on this as well.
Go on.
And I think that if you want to get a gauge of a man's strength, inner strength, look at his mum and the relationship he has with his mum. Because John's relationship, his mum was a powerhouse. Bless her, she's gone now. My car's called Betty because she was Elizabeth, but I used to call her Betty. I named my car after her. She was an absolute, force du jour. She was just a magnificent woman, and she fought for her kids throughout her entire life. And John's brother, he lives in a special home because he's got a lot of learning difficulties. And she was just his biggest advocate. And I think John grew up seeing this really strong, powerful woman, and therefore was quite secure because his dad wasn't. His dad was a bit of an arsehole, to be honest. He won't mind me saying that. And he had affairs and, he was a bit of a naughty boy. But because his mum was so strong, he therefore was strong.
Yeah.
In the same way that I think women need a strong dad, right?
Yeah.
So I always would say to any of my mates now, if they're dating someone, I'd be like, what's their mum like? What was their relationship like with their mum?
Never thought of it like that.
Okay, but it's on the thread of advice as someone who is...
Give us everything.
I'm getting my Tinder app up straight after this. Look, there is no hiding it. Dating in 2025 has its ups and downs and its challenges. There is still lots of good to be found there. But if you had to date again now, what does that look like for you? What would you be looking for? What are your top tips? What advice would you give somebody from someone who has experienced such a healthy relationship?
See, I come at from two angles, right? Because when I first met John, we didn't have sex for about 2 months. I really made him work for it. And actually, that would be against my advice. I think sexual chemistry is the key.
Important.
To the relationship. Because when all the shit hits the fan, all things are going wrong, well, you've got that thing that brings you back together, right?
Yeah.
So it's quite an important part of the relationship. Intimacy is really important. But yet with John, I kind of held back from that because I thought, I know what I'm doing. I'm 25. I was 25 when I met John. I'm going to put him, I'm going to make him work for this. I wish I'd not done that now. So I would say the measure of a solid connection is that attraction. Because the minute that one of you doesn't find the other attractive,
that's game over.
It's game over. You've got to find them really attractive.
Yeah, my problem is I find everybody attractive.
But I still think you'll find that one person really attractive.
I agree.
Because I'm the biggest flirt in the world. I mean, some blokes text me from last night. I must have given my number out last night. But I'm that girl that's like, what do you do? Let's swap numbers. Because I'm always thinking work. Like, how can I work with them? So I get a text from some random bloke. Nice to meet you. Here's my email. Like, who the hell was that? But I do find everyone attractive, and John loves that about me. He loves that I'm a flirt because he knows I won't ever follow through. Because of course I was straddling him at 4 o'clock this morning.
It's the security.
The
For me.
security.
Yeah, your relationship and I obviously I've met John a handful of times. It just radiates security, like the knowing who you are, the knowing what you are together. Like that's powerful.
But and stop if this is too much. How has that changed in the last 3 years?
Well, I mean, he's very unwell. So he's actually, I don't share a lot of that online, but he's really poorly. And he's got no stomach now because he had his first cancer was esophageal and stomach cancer. So they whipped all that out. So he can't enjoy food like he used to. And we were right foodies.
Yeah, he loved your Chinese take.
I mean, he lost in the course of a year and a half about 7 or 8 stone, which is a lot of weight for a man that's been used to being a big strapping bloke.
Yeah.
To be, really quite underweight. So physically, you would think we wouldn't find that same connection, but we actually kind of do. And we're a bit like each other. So I've lost quite a bit of weight in the last year, and people are like, oh, she's stressed or she's this. But I'm like, actually, I think we're just mirroring each other's eating habits.
Yeah.
And he's not eating. So we don't have that as our love language anymore. We used to go to Paris and sit just eating croque monsieur after croque monsieur.
Well, it's also hard, isn't it? Because when you know that that's something that John is, technically suffering with. He used to love food and he can't love it. You're not going to sit and serve up a whole big, that's just like such a deep level of love for each other, isn't it?
And the making of food and the sitting down to eat, like we used to sit at the table and eat dinner. We don't do that anymore. But what we have done is we found other ways of connecting. So what do we enjoy? And we like sleep more now. So we snuggle up together.
That's so nice.
But you know what's really sad? So when he had his esophagus out, he can't sleep lying down because he gets like acid reflux. So he can't ever sleep lay down. So if I want to snuggle him, I have to snuggle him like he's sat up a bit. And I always feel for him there because I think that's uncomfortable for you, this, isn't it? Me just like wedging in. And he'll
I'm
like
sure he's still happy to be.
Yeah, of course. But there's those physical things that obviously I don't talk about online. But yeah, the food thing's really sad.
One of the things we talk about is, don't compare on social media. Don't think that if something's perfect, they don't come without their ups and downs and things like that. But it is really nice, like what Billy said, in amongst the negativity of dating in 2025. Well, not just the singular year, is it? A lot of time. It's quite
the
hard.
last couple of years.
The last couple of years. It is really inspiring and lovely to just hear stories like this where, love is strong, security is strong, emotional maturity is matched and aligned, and like that's just lush.
I think as well, because I didn't have those hang-ups about age gap or the fact that he was more financially secure than me when I met him. I think you have to strip all that away.
Open-minded.
And be more open to who you're going to meet.
Yeah.
I'm sure on a lot of dating profiles that you can set your age, right? About where you want it. And I think
you can set a height restriction like this. So
but I think you got to whip all that out.
Yeah.
So that's what I want to, that's what I want to say. Like,
dating.
Had you ever dated anybody like John before you met John?
I dated an older guy who was a pilot.
Right.
And he was a bit of a twat, to be
I was
honest.
going to say, they get a rep, don't they?
Awful. Oh, and he's actually dating, so I'm still following him on Facebook. Well, no, I follow his girlfriend because he's dating another crew member now.
Whoa.
And I'm like, I flew with it years ago. Got a tiny willy. And she's beautiful. And I always think, God, I shouldn't listen to this.
I
always think, no, it is.
She's in it for the air miles, maybe? I'll do it for a free
I mean,
business
she's crew, isn't she? She gets her own air miles.
All right, take it all back.
But I always think, but he's fit, he's really fit. But I always think that, because it's not, I think it's different when women have small boobs.
What?
Because I've got tiny flat boobs, right?
Me too.
And I don't think that's the same
as... Small boobs are chic.
It is if you've got a small frame, but on a curvy girl, it's not the one, really.
They don't know that small today.
It's because I'm due on.
But I'm flat-chested, basically. This is just all padding. And I think you would think, well, that's the same as a man having a small willy, a woman having small boobs. But actually, I don't think it's the same.
No. Also, men are so basic. They're like, boob's a boob. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Doesn't
Nipples.
Matter they're thrilled about it.
That's very true.
Think, but they're more boob men and bum men, aren't they?
No, honestly, I just don't. I think like I've had this conversation. I've literally had this conversation with Mr. Something. So I'm like, come on then, let's talk this through. He's like, I think women are like, they just don't care. Like, women think men care. We don't care. We don't care about anything. Like, We don't care how big your boobs are. We don't care how big your nips are. We don't care about anything. We're like,
We're just
you know, let's
grateful.
fuck you or not.
They're just grateful, aren't they? Any hole's a goal.
Any hours ago, yeah.
Literally. And I'm like, wow, it's really that simple. He's like, yeah. So,
I think face is important. I think your face card is really important for a man.
Yeah.
I think
face.
that you know, at that point, especially when you're in bed together, and that you get that eye contact, and I think for men they have to love the person's face.
And I think it's not just about like how chiseled your cheekbones are or anything like that. It's like, it's the eyes, how kind your eyes are, nice smile, things like that, isn't it? Those are all of the really important.
All the things that are going to connect you, like your cup size isn't going to connect you.
No.
Do you know what I mean?
Well, no, quite the opposite, because get closer.
Yeah. I am always thinking about getting a boob job. And
Me too.
I keep putting it off and I'm like, I can't be bothered. I can't
Do you
take the
really
time
want
off
that,
work.
Can you be bothered with that?
No, I just think it's too much
I
hard
think you'd
work.
struggle with the recovery of just lying there.
Yeah, I couldn't do it. Because you can't even lift I couldn't even be on my phone. Oh no, I can't do that.
Get that out of the
I would like to
window.
have them done, but because I think I want to have children, I worry that I'd ruin them before and then I'd waste it. And then they'd go bad.
Yeah, it's a weird one, isn't it? Boobs.
Yeah. And then I think by the time I've had kids and they've all, will I give a shit? Can I be arsed?
Yeah, and who are we doing it for? And how naked are we going to get in the next 10
I think
years?
after is when I'd want to do it.
Maybe it'd be a MILF.
Yeah.
So on the subject of, I don't know why we just easily segued
on
in.
the subject of MILF.
On the subject of being a MILF. You are a MILF because you got little baby doggies.
I've got one, but he's never at home. It's quite funny, really, because everyone's like, where's this dog of yours, Kev Bear?
Oh, yeah.
But because John's always on chemo, and I always think it's just, his chemo's in Surrey and we live in the Midlands. So that's like 2 days out of the week.
Yeah.
And I just think my dog needs that. He can't be left on his own for more than an hour. So my mum has him. So now it's my mum's dog, really.
You're really close to your mum, aren't you?
Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah.
So when you met John, did you both know then that you didn't want children?
No, and it's not that we don't want children. We did try. John would love kids.
They'd be great parents.
It was me putting it off.
Yeah.
And also I had a lot of and I hate talking about mental health issues sometimes because I think it gets taken out of context and it becomes the whole story.
Yeah.
And that's just one very small facet of my whole life.
Mm.
But I've always had a very strange relationship with food where I've had I've binge eat, I've had bulimia, I've been anorexic. I just feel like I've had quite a lot of quite harrowing relationships with my mental health and how I judge myself, where I see myself.
Mm-hmm.
I've done the work.
Very much so.
And I kind of know who I am now.
Yeah.
And I do think that played a part in why we don't have kids because I think I fucked my body up so badly.
Really?
I didn't have a period for about 7 years.
Wow.
And I've got a brilliant gynecologist. She's great. And she's done all she's checked me out. She's stuck things up my vagina and she's like, everything looks hunky-dory. It all looks normal. But I carry the guilt of the fact that I probably am the reason why me and John don't have kids.
Oh gosh,
Which is
sorry,
really
that's so
annoying.
heavy.
That's so heavy and so big.
But it is what it is. And I just have to live with that. But I know he would have loved to have kids and he'd make a great dad. And of course, now he's so unwell, it feels like we really have missed the boat. And actually, recently I've put on quite a lot of my reels about, no kids. And the reason I'm doing that is because it just makes sure it lands on the right algorithm.
Mm.
Because I want to grow like everyone does, right?
Yeah.
And also it just sets this is who we are. Most of my reels, 90% of people that view it don't follow me. So it's just a bit of a kind of, this is who we are. With 21-year age gap, married 16 years. Let's just cut the crap out and then I can tell you what I'm up to.
Mm.
And I do think the comments that I get about it, which is like people like, you still got time, you're still young enough to have kids. And I'm like, it makes me feel really sad because I think that's not the reason.
Yeah.
Mm.
It's because I'm failing as a woman.
Oh
By
gosh,
not being
I
able
feel
to do
so
it.
awful for bringing it up, but I did only bring it up because I know you're so open about it online.
Oh yeah, and I'll always be open about it, and I'm not going to hide away from these topics because I'm sure someone listening to this will probably have exactly the same feeling.
Oh God, beyond. I think you've provided our listeners, especially, and hopefully new listeners, with just so much comfort and inspiration and lot.
It's so funny though, isn't it? Because I think so many people actually feel the same way about themselves. Like I feel like I'm failing as a woman because I'm not in a position to have children. and I'm not in a relationship, and I'm not even failing as women. I feel like I'm failing as an adult in my 30s because I feel so far behind on so many things. But particularly the child thing does make me feel like I am failing, and in a similar vein, like so much of that is because of my relationship with food and the way that my body is. And I think that's going to prohibit me from fulfilling something I have always wished for. And then I think it's my fault. And whoever enters the arena, like, you know, hopefully one day there is somebody I share my life with, and like I wish more than anything one day there's a baby in the mix too. But if there isn't, I think I will always feel the same way that you feel about it, that it's my fault. And it's just quite rough being a woman in the world sometimes.
Yeah, we put a lot of responsibility on ourselves, don't we? I think, to be honest with you though, maybe I'm focused on that because everything else is so hunky dory. And it's like I've got to, as a woman, you've got to blame yourself for something, right? So I just find something
so true.
I'm like, I'm going to be neurotic about that because I've got nothing else to whinge about. You know, career's great. You know, I've got good mates.
Got to have something.
I need to find something wrong with me. Whereas men don't really do that, do they? They don't really look for problems.
No.
That's a girl job.
Somewhere in the middle between the girls and the boys, there's something great in there. Like, I'm listening to the sides, the masculine, the feminine. There's got to be a middle ground. It's the gay man.
It's the gay man.
It's the gay man.
Or it's just like when the right person meets the right person and then they help calm everything.
Do you believe in soulmates?
I believe in twin flames.
Okay, love that.
And I do think that people, and I've met people in my life that I was obsessed with. Because I'm not like obsessed with John. I'm just really like, you're cool. I'm not going to get anyone better than you. And that's why I'm going to show up every day. But I've had relationships where I've been really obsessed with them. I'm just like, oh my God, like I can't stop thinking about them. I'm just like, ugh. And that isn't healthy either.
Yeah.
And it's not sustainable. And it's usually when they're a twin flame that happens, I think.
So that you think the twin flame happens when it's the obsession?
Yeah,
That's
we're mirroring.
toxic.
We're too like each other. And it turns you into a bit of an arsehole. And I became quite narcissistic, really. I was just so fixated on this person that was just bringing out a side of me that actually I need an opposite. And John's my opposite. And he fuels me in different ways and he brings things to the table that I haven't got.
Yeah.
And I think when you date someone that's too like you, the initial chemistry is unreal, right? Because they're like, oh my God, like they're just like me and we're just so alike. And then it's like, actually, that's not a good thing.
Yeah.
That's going to make me, it's just going to bring out all my bad traits.
Yeah. But do you think you knew all of this before you met John, or do you feel like this is all stuff you've learned since being with John?
I'm convinced it's stuff I've learned since TikTok. Because I think it's my algorithm. Because I end up watching all these relationship coaches in New York. You know, some bloke sat in a car giving me life advice.
Can you imagine being as iconic as her, where you're just sat there like, yeah, I was a bit of a narcissist and I learned everything from TikTok. Just owning it. Like, it's fucking brilliant.
It's true.
And what I really want is like deep music over every question I answer. And then Lorna, it's TikTok.
But sometimes I'm sat listening to this, guy and he's like clapped out Volvo. What's he going to tell me that I don't already know?
But why are we hook, line, sunk on all of it? I'm like, you're so right. Here's me being like, buy silk, be more feminine.
Don't get me on the tarot readers.
No, don't, because she keeps having fucking astrology card readings.
Palm readings, I'm all about it.
I do believe in a palm reader.
There's so much going on here.
I've just had a session with Lady Lilac. Do you know her?
No.
Jackie Cosham. She used to be at I think she was at Vogue House. I think she used to do all the Condé Nast girls. So that's how I got her name.
They've all got rich husbands. I could go there.
You know what she charges? 30 quid for 30 minutes.
That's when you know you got a gift, innit?
But you don't go round to her. She rings you up on WhatsApp. She's actually brilliant. She
tell you about your palm that you can share.
Well, she doesn't do palm. She does like tarot cards.
Yeah. Okay.
And then, but she knew everyone's name, and I was like, you couldn't know my nana's name.
Yeah.
And all about my relationships. She's brilliant.
But you don't physically pick up the tarot card. You're just she does it.
And she's shuffling, and she's like, ask me something. Let's dig deeper into that subject. But the first time I spoke to her was last August. And she said so many things. She even said to me, check your tax bill. I think something's gone wrong. You've overpaid on something. And she was right. We'd overpaid $6,000. So she saved me some money as well.
Wow.
But
Did you still give her 30 quid?
I did. But she's brilliant.
So can we get Lady Lilac on the pod?
Yeah, I'd love that. I've just had a tarot reading as well.
Yeah, tell us more.
I can't really remember much, but I remember it like really resonating. Like everything was like really bob on. And it was very, you know, I hadn't met this person before, so he didn't know anything about me. And it was very accurate.
Yeah.
But I'm very spiritual like that though. You're in your spiritual era, aren't you?
Yeah, it's new for me because I wasn't really a woo-woo kind of girl before I went to Bali and then dunked myself into spirituality.
You're quite spiritual, aren't you?
Very.
Yeah.
But it's actually really, I think spirituality gets misconstrued as like you're looking for some higher power, but I actually think it's just tools to get to know yourself better.
100%.
I agree.
Yeah.
But I also believe in the science of the fact that, look, why are we here in the first place? And, you know, if you think about space and astronomy, you could get really deep in that, couldn't you? And why is it that sometimes, you know, we're like the water goes in and out, as we would call it. I always think of it like that, like the water's moving. And so then my body's moving all the time. So there has to be, I think horoscopes and stuff, I think it is quite true.
Yeah.
I've got a mate who only cuts her hair when the moon's in Leo. And that makes sure that her hair grows longer. And
are you a Leo?
I am a Leo.
Yeah.
But she look at the
Leo's twin flames.
Yeah, fire signs.
Yeah.
What, so toxic?
No, I think.
No.
Oh, good.
Just good. We love her girls.
Yeah, good connection.
Yeah.
But
My
not
mum's a
always
Leo.
good in a relationship.
Yeah, Tracy's a Leo.
My mum's a Scorpio.
Love Scorpios.
I don't think I could date another Scorpio. My first love was a Scorpio.
What's John?
Libra.
Oh, classic.
Yeah, Libra.
A balanced man.
Although I have
balance.
actually just broken up with a Libra man, so can we not talk about it too great how much
Yeah,
it is,
sure.
you know?
I was really actually thought about you though when I had my palm reading, right? Because my love line said I'm only going to have one big love in my life, and they're coming in the next 1 to 2 years.
Fabulous.
I paid her extra to say
Hurry
that.
up.
But I know that we've talked about like not being with the same person forever, but do you think that you'll have the same intensity, the same greatness of love with another person than what you've had with John? You think
I
that's
know
possible?
I will. Because
Wow.
what is the point of life? Love is everything.
What advice can you give your, like, how many years till I'm like that? That's what I want to know.
I would like the sped up version, like put it on times two.
I don't want to wait till I'm 43 to be as self-assured as you are. Can't be arsed. It's happening at 34.
But I think you probably are very self-assured. We've been taught as women not to be.
wobble on it and like to be demure about it, isn't
And we talk over stuff, don't we? So for example, in a breakup, the first thing you do is you ring all your mates, don't you? You talk about it all the time. How are you going to get over them if you keep talking about them?
Oh my God, it's so true.
Just stop talking about it. Talk about something else. And so I do that with everything in life. If I need to move on, I like to stay in my lane. I don't really watch other people's Instagram stories, for example. And that's
you
not
watch
because
mine, big honour.
I do actually, yeah, you're right. But it's not because I'm not a nosy bitch, because I am. It's because I can't be watching all these girls doing what I do as a job, because I'll end up doing what they're doing. And I need to stay in my lane. And I think we need to do that with a lot of our life as a woman.
Yeah.
Because you get too distracted by all the noise. There's a lot of noise out there. And,
so right.
you know,
it can drown you.
if this guy,
what it's
you know,
like to
if
be
he's
this
not fought
wise.
for you, you know, you've recently split up. If he's the right person for you, he'll fight for you. It might be that there's someone much better out there, that destiny's got a map of a plan for you. And therefore he needs to move out the way in order for you to be with the right person. So I do believe that it karmically, some people come into your life and then for whatever reason, you're like, why can't we make this work? This is a great person. Why aren't we? And it's not for anything else other than there's someone better for you. That's, you know, I'm not religious, but somebody out there has a plan for you, and this person might not be it.
Yeah.
And if you're meant to be with him, it'll come back round. It always does.
Yeah. You're so right. Not that we're doing a New Year's resolution, but my New Year's resolution is be more Lorna, be more self-assured.
Honestly, I feel like I've just learned such a huge amount in
I mean,
a short space of time. Like I knew that you're a really wise woman, but like honestly flawed. Like,
yeah, I
a
am
lot of
as
what
well.
you've said.
And the thing I loved about you most when I first met you was how genuine you are. But there is a different confidence from when I first met you, where you're just like, it is what it is. I am who I am.
I think as well, we've been through a bit, haven't we, in the
Yeah.
last few years?
Yeah.
And
And life's short.
yeah, it is really short, and it's getting shorter for me as I'm watching
Yeah,
it
you're
fly
living it.
by. And certainly seeing John, who's just thriving, having the best time of his life. And then what? The doctors say, oh, we don't know how long you've got. Like, really? You're having a laugh? And you start to question everything then. And so now I kind of look at life through a different lens, because I'm like, I might not be here this time next year. I could get run over by a bus. There's a lot of buses out there. So it's not inconceivable.
Cross that street pretty quick.
I could be gone tomorrow and I don't want to waste it. So I have to, whatever my decision making is now, I just back myself.
I just
I
don't
don't feel like too stunned to speak.
Yeah, I just don't think we could possibly thank you enough for being here today and sharing everything that you shared. Like, just so inspired. You're an iconic queen.
No, that's lovely. I really appreciate you saying it.
Well,
Yeah,
we so appreciate everything you brought to today, because it is. I feel excited about life. Like I feel like
too.
over the last few months, I've tried to get to know what I want out of my life a lot more, and hearing somebody who's currently going through like fucking hardship and is still so optimistic and positive and excited by life and all the things yet to discover about yourself and with somebody who you're currently with and potentially with somebody else. And I don't know, you just don't know what's coming into your life, but you're happy about all of those things is wow, just so inspiring. And we're very grateful for you.
I feel like if Lorna was a quote, she'd be like, it's not that deep. I feel like that's your quote. It's not that deep.
But it really isn't, is it?
No.
Well,
it's
you can
not.
make whatever you want to be really deep.
But it's just not.
Just, I think your priorities have to be suited to you. Basically, you've got to be the main character.
Yeah. We're really good at that though.
Yeah, we are. But we're going to be better. We need to be more Lorna main character. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, God, let's change our merch.
Also,
be more Lorna.
side merch. You don't need side note. You don't need another business. But I do think you should have a podcast.
I quite like going on other people's podcasts because
fair.
I think as well, like day to day, I'm not great at, so here's a flaw of mine. I'm not good at sticking with things. I go off on tangents.
Get bored easily.
So I need someone to keep me reined in. And I think if I was interviewing, it'd be all over the show. Where are we going? We'd never get anything
Have
done.
you listened to our podcast, Lorna?
There's literally no fucking structure.
I just don't think I'd be very good at it. Whereas I think you've got a journalistic way of approaching it as well, which is really
Bill's
cool.
has, and then I jump on the tail.
No, I don't know. I think
And we
over the
work well
years,
together.
Yeah.
yeah, you do work really well together, but you're tight because you're great, you're best mates.
Yeah.
And you've been best mates since, well, I've always known that you were mates.
Yeah.
Long
We
time.
come back on. I don't ever want this to end.
Yeah, me
No.
neither. And maybe we shall go to maybe we shall go to the ball. Maybe we shall go to Glastonbury next year. No, 2027.
2027, yeah, let's do it.
All right, I'll give it a go.
Thank
It's
you.
not that deep, is it? If I don't like it, it's not that deep.
Facts. Thank you so
We
so
love
much,
you so
Lorna.
much.
We love
Thank
Oh, I
you.
love you as
And
well.
we love John.
Mr. JP Lux.
Oh, bless
We
him.
hope he's back in his yellow shorts very soon.
Next time we'll come on together.
Yeah.
Oh
Oh, my
my God,
God,
yes.
yes.
Yeah, I'd love that.
Becky, please. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Love you. Bye.
Bye.
I feel like we could have gone on for another 6 hours.
Lorna, can you do a love you bye into the?
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you
Yeah.
want me to say?
Just say love you bye.
Okay. Love you. Bye.